Given the tragedy in Kalamata, I'm sure the last thing the Greek authorities want to do is to acknowledge that they're still playing games with their pushback policy. But evidence has emerged of signals and map readings that has got to the BBC showing the boat that has capsized being stationary in the water and surrounded by other vessels before it started to sink. In other words, suggesting that the Greek coastguard were involved in not doing anything and not helping people. And given the fact that there are upwards of 500 people missing, and that many of them are children and women trapped downstairs in a locked compartment, it is extremely dodgy territory. And what saddens me most is that we've been here before. We were in this position in 2001. On a number of occasions, actually. I was involved in looking at one case that involved my partner, and in that situation, the Coast Guard were already operating a form of pushback. They were firing gunshots into the hull of the boat, so forcing it to sink. And it's utterly terrifying, and it's utterly wrong. We need a concerted international effort to get to the bottom of this problem and to change the conversation, the tone of the conversation, because otherwise people like Suella Braverman, who doesn't really have much of an idea in her head, she copies other people. Otherwise, Suella Braverman is going to think that this is the way forward, that this is the blueprint of our future engagement with migrant boats in the Channel. And I think if that is the case, we, like Greece, will simply have blood on our hands. It's wrong, and I don't understand how this sort of behaviour has continued for the last 20 years in plain sight. And I equally don't understand how people can turn around and distort the reality of this into something about not having enough room on land for migrants. The two subjects are completely independent of each other. First, we have to find a solution for people who are caught up in travelling. And then we have to find a solution about where they go. And these two things are separate issues. At the moment, Suella Braverman and the Greeks are conflating them into one issue. And if we do nothing else, we need to separate these two.